You are exhausted. Not the kind of exhaustion that goes away after a good night of sleep. It is a deep, heavy, relentless fatigue that settles into your bones. You wake up tired. You need caffeine just to function. By 2 in the afternoon, your brain feels like it is operating underwater. You cannot focus. You cannot execute. And the worst part, you are doing everything right. You go to the gym, you eat a clean diet, you take your expensive multivitamins, you try to sleep 8 hours, you meditate, but nothing works. The brain fog remains, the lethargy remains. You start to think that this is just what getting older feels like. You start to believe that you are just fundamentally lazy or that your genetics are flawed. You are wrong. Your genetics are fine. Your discipline is not the problem. The real reason you are always exhausted is a secret that the supplement industry and the medical establishment completely ignore. You are living in an invisible war zone. Your environment is quietly siphoning your cellular energy. In the next few minutes, we are going to dissect the clinical neuroscience of the silent biological drain. We are going to expose the hidden environmental toxins that are actively destroying your mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells. You will learn the exact biological mechanism behind why your Wi-Fi router is keeping your nervous system in a state of chronic panic. We will break down why the air in your bedroom is suffocating your brain and why the light hitting your eyes is hijacking your dopamine. Most importantly, you will learn the elite biohacking protocols required to seal the leak and reclaim your neurochemistry. Let us begin with the foundation of human energy, your mitochondria. You do not have energy. Your body produces energy. Every single cell in your body contains tiny engines called mitochondria. These engines produce adenosine triphosphate, or ATP. ATP is the chemical currency of life. Every time your heart beats, every time you lift a weight, and every time you form a thought, you are burning ATP. When your mitochondria are healthy, you feel unstoppable. You have infinite focus. You wake up before your alarm. When your mitochondria are damaged, your ATP production crashes. You experience chronic fatigue. You experience severe brain fog. The medical system will tell you to eat more calories or drink more coffee to get more energy. This is a massive biological lie. Caffeine does not give you energy. Caffeine simply blocks the adenosine receptors in your brain, masking the feeling of fatigue. It is a neurochemical loan with an incredibly high interest rate. When the caffeine wears off, the crash is brutal. You cannot borrow energy forever. You must fix the engine. The reason your mitochondria are failing is because they are under constant assault from invisible electromagnetic frequencies, or EMFs. We are electrical beings. Your entire nervous system operates on subtle electrochemical signals. For millions of years, the only electromagnetic field humans interacted with was the natural, pulsing magnetic field of the Earth. Today, you are completely submerged in an ocean of non-native, chaotic radiation. Your cell phone, your Bluetooth headphones, your smart TV, and the Wi-Fi router sitting in the hallway are constantly emitting high-frequency microwave radiation. You cannot see it. You cannot smell it, so you assume it is harmless. Clinical research, particularly the extensive work on voltage-gated calcium channels, reveals a terrifying reality. The cells in your body have tiny gates that control the flow of calcium. These gates are highly sensitive to electrical fields. When they are bombarded by artificial EMFs from your router and your phone, the gates are forced open. Massive amounts of calcium flood into the cell. This unnatural flood of calcium triggers a violent biochemical reaction. It creates massive amounts of oxidative stress and free radicals. Your cells literally believe they are under physical attack. To survive the attack, your mitochondria shut down normal ATP energy production and shift into a defensive survival mode. Your router is putting your biology into a chronic state of fight or flight. This is why you cannot relax. This is why you feel a low-grade hum of anxiety when you are just sitting on your couch. Your nervous system is screaming, but your conscious mind does not know why. If you want your energy back, you must stop the biological leak. Elite biohackers do not treat EMFs as a conspiracy. They treat them as a variable to be controlled. They hardwire their computers with Ethernet cables. They put their phones on airplane mode when they sleep. They use Faraday canopies and EMF-blocking paint in their bedrooms to create a zero-radiation sanctuary. When you block the artificial frequencies, your voltage-gated calcium channels close. The oxidative stress stops. Your mitochondria immediately resume producing massive amounts of ATP. But EMFs are only the first layer of the trap. We must talk about the air you are breathing. You assume that because you are indoors, you are breathing clean air. The reality is that indoor air is often up to 5 times more toxic than outdoor air. Modern homes are built to be perfectly insulated to save energy. They are sealed boxes. Inside this sealed box, your furniture, your carpets, your paint, and your cleaning supplies are constantly off-gassing volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, formaldehyde, benzene, toluene. You are breathing a slow, invisible chemical exhaust every single minute you spend in your house. You are suffocating your brain in a chemical prison. When you breathe in VOCs and high levels of carbon dioxide, your blood oxygen levels drop. Your brain requires 20% of your body's total oxygen supply to function. When the air is stale and toxic, your brain does not get the fuel it needs. It slows down. You get headaches, you feel lethargic, your cognitive processing speed drops to a fraction of its potential. Furthermore, modern homes are completely stripped of negative ions. In nature, near waterfalls or forests, the air is loaded with negative ions. These ions bind to toxins, clear the respiratory system, and naturally elevate serotonin levels in the brain. They give you that crisp, electric feeling of pure energy. Your sealed synthetic house is a positive ion trap. It makes you feel heavy, depressed, and tired. To fix this, you must engineer your air. You must open your windows daily, regardless of the weather, to flush the toxic buildup. You must invest in true HEPA filtration combined with activated carbon to physically scrub the VOCs from your environment. You are not buying a fan. You are buying a cognitive life support system. Now, let us examine the most destructive energy drain of all: artificial light. Your circadian rhythm, your internal biological clock, is entirely controlled by light. It dictates exactly when you should feel awake and exactly when your body should repair itself. This system evolved under the sun. When you wake up and look at the sky, the blue light from the sun enters your eyes, hits a specific receptor called melanopsin, and sends a signal to the suprachiasmatic nucleus in your brain. This triggers a healthy spike of cortisol. It wakes you up, it gives you drive. But when the sun goes down, the blue light disappears. In nature, this signals your pineal gland to start synthesizing melatonin. Melatonin is not just a sleep hormone. It is the most powerful antioxidant your brain produces. It literally cleans the metabolic waste and toxins out of your brain while you sleep. Modern technology has completely shattered this cycle. You spend your evenings bathed in the harsh, artificial LED lighting of your living room. You stare at your television. You doom scroll on your smartphone in bed. These screens emit a highly concentrated, unnatural spectrum of blue light. When you look at your phone at 10 p.m., your brain receives the exact same biological signal as if you were staring at the sun at high noon. Your pineal gland instantly halts all melatonin production. Your brain releases cortisol and adrenaline. You are forcing your neurochemistry into a state of extreme daytime arousal when it desperately needs to recover. You might eventually fall asleep, but your sleep architecture is completely destroyed. Without sufficient melatonin, your brain cannot enter the deep, restorative phases of sleep. It cannot flush the toxic buildup. You wake up 8 hours later, but your brain is still drowning in yesterday's metabolic waste. This is the definition of sleep inertia. This is why you feel like you were hit by a truck every morning. You must protect your eyes from artificial light like your life depends on it, because your cognitive life actually does. The top 0.1% of high performers implement strict circadian lighting protocols. They use amber or pure red light bulbs in their homes after sunset. Red light contains 0 blue wavelengths. It does not disrupt the circadian rhythm. They wear high-quality blue light blocking glasses the moment the sun goes down. They treat light as a drug, because biologically, it is. Finally, we must address the ultimate disconnection, the loss of the Earth's electrical charge. You are entirely disconnected from the planet. You sleep in an elevated bed. You walk on synthetic floors. You wear shoes with thick rubber soles. For the first time in human history, you spend 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, completely insulated from the surface of the Earth. This is the hidden cause of your chronic inflammation. The Earth maintains a constant, subtle negative electrical charge. It is an infinite source of free electrons. Throughout evolution, humans were constantly in physical contact with the ground. We absorbed these free electrons, which acted as natural, incredibly potent antioxidants within the body. They neutralize free radicals, thin the blood, and instantly calm the sympathetic nervous system. Because you are insulated, your body builds up an unnatural positive electrical charge. This creates systemic, low-grade inflammation. Your immune system is constantly hyperactive. Your cortisol is chronically elevated. Your body is burning massive amounts of energy just trying to maintain basic homeostasis in an unnatural environment. This is the science of grounding or earthing. It is not a spiritual metaphor. It is pure biophysics. When you stand barefoot on the grass or when you use a conductive grounding mat connected to the earth ground of an electrical outlet, your body instantly equalizes to the electrical potential of the earth. Clinical studies show that within seconds of grounding, muscle tension drops, brainwaves shift into a calmer alpha state, and inflammation begins to subside. When you sleep grounded, your body does not have to waste ATP fighting electrical stress. It can dedicate all of its energy to deep cellular repair. You wake up with a level of clarity and vitality that coffee can never provide. Look at the big picture. You are struggling to focus. You are struggling to find motivation. You are buying into the lie that you just need another productivity app, another cup of coffee, or another motivational video. You are trying to treat the symptoms while completely ignoring the disease. The disease is your environment. You cannot achieve biological sovereignty if you are living in a cage designed for comfort and convenience. The default modern lifestyle is a recipe for neurochemical decay. It is designed to keep you tired. It is designed to keep you dependent on quick dopamine hits and cheap stimulants. A tired population is a docile population. A tired mind does not build empires. A tired mind just consumes. It is time to stop playing the victim to your surroundings. You must become the architect of your reality. You must seal the biological leaks, block the EMFs, filter the air, shield your eyes from toxic blue light, reconnect your nervous system to the earth. When you eliminate the invisible friction draining your cells, the transformation is violent. You will not need willpower to do the hard work. You will have an overwhelming surplus of biological energy. Focus will become your default state. Clarity will become your baseline. You now know the hidden truth. The choice is yours. You can close this video, go back to scrolling your phone in the dark, and wake up tomorrow feeling just as exhausted as you do today. Or you can take control. You can engineer your environment. You can reclaim your neurochemistry. Drop a comment below and expose the worst habit in your room right now. Subscribe to the channel if you are ready to join the minority who refuse to be drained by the modern world. Master your environment, and you will dominate your life. See you in the next protocol.